We'll start with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vitpishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are in the 49th verse of Atma Bodha, and Atma Bodha is a study of the inner self. Atma means the inner self. We all know our outer self, which is our body and mind. Our outer self consists of Jnana Indriyas, Pancha Jnana Indriyas, and Pancha Karma Indriyas. These are outer organs, external organs. We also have Antakaranam, which is an internal organ. So, a jiva is an indweller in this body, and this jiva uses the three instruments throughout the life. It uses the Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, and Antakarana, and then experiences joy or sorrow, which is dictated by our prarabdha karma. Veda has a vision of how jivas lead their life. And Veda says that our body itself is born, which is Sthula Sharira, from Sukshma Sharira, which is the mind. And the mind is born out of Karana Shariram, which is the Punya Papa Karma Phalam, which exists for a jiva. What about the external world? The external world is created by Ishvara for the sake of Punya Papa Karma Phalam. So Ishvara is a connector of Jiva's Punya Papa Phalam with the Jiva's body mind equipment. This is the vision Shankaracharya gives at the introduction of Gita Bhashya. Very beautiful Bhashya. And he says that the connector, see, we all undergo experiences. We means what? The body undergoes experiences in the world. But who connects these experiences? That is a higher principle called Ishvara or Paramatma. This Ishvara has got Saguna nature and Nirgunam nature. Saguna means it is with gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. The entire body of the universe is considered as the body of Ishvara, Paramatma. So, like we have three Sharirams, Ishvara has three Prapanchas. The Shariram and Prapanchas are interacting. That is what we will study in Bhagavad Gita. According to the gunas. Ultimately, what is this? What is the benefit of the study of Atma Bodha? The benefit of the study of Atma Bodha is I, the Jiva who is in this body, discover that I am not an indweller in this body, but I am free from this body. How it happens, we will see. But the goal is what? The goal is I am ever free Atma. So the Jiva who connects right now with the body learns through the discovery he is always free from the body. And when he is free from the body, he is called pure Atma. Upadhi-less Atma. Upadhi means the medium. And then what does the Upanishad do? Upanishad says in the Mahavakyam that there is an identity between the Jivatma and Paramatma at a higher level. When the Jiva learns to drop the body intellectually, he becomes Atma, pure Atma. I am not the three Sharirams, I am not the three Avasthas, I am not the Panchakoshas. Who am I? I am Satchidananda Swarupa Atma. So this is called as discrimination of the body and consciousness. The entire world is prapancha. Prapancha means material, made up of panchabhutas, either gross elements or subtle elements. But who is the seer of this universe? Who is the seer of this body? It is Chaitanya principle. It is the nature of consciousness. For consciousness, the entire universe is seen. For consciousness, entire world is the seen universe. Suppose I drop my body intellectually and say I am not the body. And then I say I am the Chaitanya Atma. I'm going a little bit deep into the study of Tattva Bodha and Atma Bodha and trying to give you our ultimate goal for the study. This backdrop will be very useful when we study the verses of Atma Bodha today. So what do we say? We say Jiva is eternally there as consciousness. What about the body, mind, and the Karana Shariram? They are there for experiences, but they are not there factually with the Jiva. They are there for experiences. For example, the dream world is there for experience for a waker. So what does the waker feel? The dream world came and went. I was there in and through the dream. I am also transcending the dream world and now I am a waker. Similarly, the waker discovers I am Atma in and through the waking world and body mind complex, but I transcend the waking world and I remain ever free as Satchidananda Atma. With this short introduction, let me go to the 49th verse where we stopped last week.
जीवन्मुक्तस्तु तद्विद्वान् जीवन्मुक्तस्तु तद्विद्वान् पूर्वोपाधिर्गुणांस्त्यजेत् पूर्वोपाधिगुणांस्त्यजेत् सच्चिदानन्दरूपत्वात् सच्चिदानन्दरूपत्वाद् भवेद्भ्रमरकीटवत् भवेद्भ्रमरकीटवत्.
So in this verse, Shankaracharya says, a jiva with the body learns to give up the attributes of the body and the mind. Body and mind are taken as medium for transaction only. They are not jiva's intrinsic nature. And then what happens? Because of the study of Atma Bodha, he learns that his intrinsic nature is Chaitanya Rupaha, Satchidananda Rupaha. How do I understand this Satchidananda Rupaha? In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Chandogya Upanishad, the Upanishad says that every day in our sleep, we go to this Satchidananda Rupa, our own nature. So, what is our nature in sleep state? Our nature in sleep state is I'm without anything in the world. World exists for me in sleep. And suppose a guru wakes me up in that state and says, where is the world? You will say, what will you say? There's no world. World was there when I experienced it in waking state. So a guru in the waking state is asking you to wake up to your real nature, which is Satchidananda Swarupa. Now, he gives an example here, like a verb which transforms into a wasp. Similarly, Ajnani transforms to be a Jnani. So far, from 44th verse till 48th verse, what did we study? This is a summary chart. What did we study in the last 5 verses? The study of Atma Bodha mainly gives us Ajnana Nivrti. Ajnana Nivrti means self-ignorance is gone. Why? Because I have learned to drop intellectually the body, mind, and the world. And then I connect myself to Atma. So that is the main benefit, which is called as Jivan Mukti or Moksha. Then there are secondary benefits. This was discussed verse number 44. You can go back to verse number 44 if you want to revise. There are secondary benefits which are called as allied benefits. Main benefit is I get moksha. The secondary benefit in the 45th verse, one benefit was said, Jivatva Nivirti. Jivatva means what? I am a limited individual with a body which is born, and the body will go away, and I will also go away with that body. That is our normal understanding. This is called as Jiva Bhava. Jiva Bhava means what again? I am born, and I am gone. What happens to me, I don't know. Before birth, I don't know what I was. After death, I don't know where I will be. This is Jiva Bhava with self-ignorance. Discussed in 45th verse. Then in this 46th and 47th verse, we discussed how do I get rid of this Jiva Bhava? I get rid of this Jiva Bhava by identifying or trying to understand that there is an ahamkara. Whenever I'm in the waking state, I'm in the dream state, and of course also in the sleep state, I have ahamkara. What is the meaning of ahamkara? Ahamkara means I am this body, I am experiencing the waking state. Waker is ahamkara. I am the subtle body, I am experiencing the dream state. Dreamer is ahamkara number 2. I am a sleeper. In my sleep world, I don't know anything. Object of experience in the sleep state is ignorance. So that is also ahamkara, because I get up and say, when I wake up, I say, I dreamt, I slept, and I am awake. So this I, which is waker, dreamer plus sleeper, is called as ahamkara. Along with ahamkara, there is mamakara. Mamakara means whatever I experience as I, together with the medium of body and mind, is called as ahamkara. But body and mind is related to the world. I have a son, I have a daughter, they are going to school, they are in college, they are educated, they are married. I have grandchildren. These are all mamakara. I have $5 million in my bank account. I don't have to worry anything about my future. All this is mamakara. I have a palatial house in London, one palatial house in India, one in America. Mamakara. All this is with mamakara is always with reference to body. Atma Jnanam gets rid of temporary ahamkara and mamakara, which is taken up as incidental nature. Is my real nature according to Veda. Veda says you are Atma. You are always unconnected with the world, which is with ahamkara. So secondary benefit is ahamkara, mamakara, nivritti, elimination. And third benefit is drishti parivartanam. My vision about myself, my vision about world, they both undergo change. So it is a very, very big thing. My vision of the world changes because of Atma Jnanam. Because of this primary benefit and secondary benefit, a Jiva Bhava goes from the Jiva, and what replaces that? Brahma Bhava, Atma Bhava. When the displacement happens, a Jiva will know. It is Drishta Phalam. I myself will say I am Jivan Muktaha. Nobody has to come and tell you. Guru need not come and tell you. You will yourself say, I'm free now. Or you'll say, I'm very, very light minded now. tat vidwan jivan muktaha bhavati. One who knows the Atma, one who knows this Brahman, he becomes Brahman, he becomes Atma. How? For example, dreamer himself becomes waker. According to the dream world, it is lower order of reality. Waker is higher order of reality. And the waker is asangaha. Asangaha means connection less, relationship less. Similarly, Atma and waker is lower order, Atma is higher order. As Atma, you will be Asanga. As Atma, I am free of time, space, and objects. This jnanam is called as Swarupa Jnanam. When you say, I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am Atma, I am not affected by the conditions of the mind, which becomes waker, dreamer, sleeper. One more time, I am repeating. Mind becomes waker, dreamer, sleeper. Consciousness is changeless, attributeless, eternal, timeless, vastu. It is a fact. This I have to accept it first, and then I have to claim that as my nature. Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter, a very beautiful section comes, which is called as Sthita Prajna. In that, there is one verse which describes a jnani who is free from his mind. When a jnani is free from his mind means what? He is free from sorrow, anxiety, what will come to me, what will happen to me, what will happen to my people. So that section from 54 to 56 verse is the portion called Sthita Prajna in Bhagavad Gita. And it's a very beautiful section which describes what happens when you become a jnani. So this comes from 54th verse to 72nd verse. It goes on till the 72nd verse in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One verse is this verse, Dukkeshu dikna manaha, Sukheshu vigata spruhaha, Vitaraga bhaya krodaha, Sthitadid punirujyate. One of the main defects for an ajnani is attachment, fear, and anger. Even for all of us, this is the problem. We are attached to things in the world. Because we are attached to things in the world, we have fear of losing them. And when I try to get those objects of attachment, and if I don't get them, I become angry. And who is a sage? Who is a wise man? Who is a jnani? A wise man never goes after the sense objects at all. He has controlled mind. Because of this control of mind, he is called as jnani. Mind for all of us automatically goes towards the world of objects. But mind for a jnani, it also sees the objects. But Bhagavad Gita in another verse, it says, desire arises in mind, he becomes aware of it and he is able to control that desire. Mind is always influenced by purva vasana, not only from this birth, but also from all the previous births we have got vasanas. This vasana is what constitutes our karana sharira. Adrishtam. My vasanas, I don't know. They just erupt like a volcano. And then I know, oh, this is what is my thought process today. So I learned to drop the unhealthy habits or thinking patterns because of the knowledge of Atma. And Bhagavad Gita talks about ajnanis in another verse. In the 66th verse, in the 56th verse, they talk about jnani. And in the 66th verse of the second chapter itself, it talks about ajnani, a person who doesn't know Atma, who doesn't claim Atma as his self. Nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nachabhya nachabhavayata shanti ashantasya kuthas sukham. Ajnani has got unsteady, wavering mind. He can never meditate. And a person who can never meditate, he can never have peace in life. If a person doesn't have peace in life, where is the question of happiness in his mind? So indirectly, Lord Krishna teaches Arjuna that as long as you've got agitated mind, you cannot get peace and you cannot get happiness in this world. But how do you get happiness? Not by attaching yourself with the mind which is always fickle, which is always fleeting. You attach yourself with Atma, which is ever there, which is eternal, which is changeless, nirvikara swarupaha. At all times, Atma is available. So every time your mind is fickle and agitated, withdraw from the mind and attach yourself to Atma. This is the formula, the medicine given in Bhagavad Gita to face life as challenges. Whenever they come, take it as a challenge. Okay, fine. I'll go through it. But I will not be swamped by it. I will not be swallowed up by the events in my life. Why? Because I have become aware that there is something else in life, which is Satchidananda. Brahmara Kitavat. This is an example given in the last line of this shloka. An insect brings a worm from outside to the nest as food for the baby. The wasp starts stinging the worm to make it immobile. The worm, what it happens, constantly it keeps on looking at the wasp, thinking of a wasp, and then the worm gets converted into a wasp. This is a natural phenomena which happens. The example what we should get from the example is constantly thinking about Atma changes our thinking pattern, become Brahma Bhava, Atma Bhava. I am the Satchidananda Atma. I am that pure Atma. I am always asangaha, never connected with the body and mind. Suppose I want to say this again and again in my life, maybe after 1 year, maybe after 2 years, after we gradually study the Bhagavad Gita, we will learn to drop the Jiva Bhava and gain Atma Bhava. Very wonderful verse by Shankaracharya. Next verse.
तीर्त्वा मोहार्णवं हत्वा तीर्त्वा मोहार्णवं हत्वा रागद्वेषादिराक्षसान् योगी शान्तिसमायुक्तः योगी शान्तिसमायुक्तः आत्मा रामो विराजते आत्मा रामो विराजते.
A question will come in your mind. If Atma is my real nature, why I don't know this? Number one. Why I'm not able to remain in my Swarupa? Everybody will ask this question because Veda tells me I am Atma, which is ever blissful. But all of us, we don't feel that at all. What is the reason? Shankaracharya gives the reason in this verse. He says, our raga and dvesha are the monsters. They are the obstacles for me to realize my Atma Swarup. What are these likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha? They are delusions of the mind. The entire study of spirituality or Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya consists of removing the delusions from my mind. Delusions are called as adhyasa, superimposition. And removing this delusion, I can be free. When I have learned to drop the delusions as mithya, then I can revel in my real nature, which is called as Atma Rama. So all of us are like Lord Rama who lost Sita. Because he lost Sita, there was peace of mind for him, no Shanti. Then he had to cross over the ocean and then locate Sita. And the Rakshasa had to be killed. This is Ramayana story. What we say here in spiritual science is our raga and dvesha are delusions. They can go away by karma yoga and upasana yoga. Karma yoga means having a healthy attitude towards all your actions. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, 4, and 5 deal with Karma Yoga. Taking all our activities as a yoga, as an offering to Atma. Second delusion is crossed over by upasana. My mind is always fluctuating, flickering, always talking. I hear a voice inside me all the time. It is all the mind which is always disturbed. That is what is delusion. Now, both this problem of delusion and ignorance can be removed by the study of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. That is why when people come with a lot of problems in their life and they go through Bhagavad Gita, the 18 chapters completely, automatically the delusions they go away purely by study of Bhagavad Gita. Moha Nivritti. When Moha Nivritti is gone, then what happens? The Shanti, which is the eternal nature of Atma, it shines automatically. This is why Mundaka Upanishad says in this mantra, which I have quoted, examine your life. Pariksha lokan karmachitan. What have I done till today? I have done lot of actions and I have got lot of benefits or karma phalam. But all this karma phalam are not permanent. They are there and then it goes away. The benefit of karma is temporary. I get fulfillment for a few days, for a few weeks, for a few months. Again, another desire arises in my mind. Again, I go after the world. To get a PhD, I have to work for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. And that also after 15 years, 5 years, 6 years of college life. Similarly, in work also, to become a doctor, I have to work hard and then I get some money. All this is important, no doubt. But what Mundaka Upanishad says is, at the age of 40 or 50, you will ask this question, what is this life all about? Is this life only for earning money and then earning some degrees and raising a family and then going away from the world? Is this the only objective of life? So here in this verse, Raga and Dvesha are Rakshasas. They are the obstacles for a spiritual seeker. And our goal is what? To claim Aham Atma Asmi, Aham Brahma Asmi. I am that pure consciousness which is ever free. When I know that Atma, I can get rid of the root of the problem, which is ignorance. Yasmat matireva syat atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidhyate. 17th verse of chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. See, slowly I'm introducing all these Bhagavad Gita verses so that you can get some attraction towards study of Bhagavad Gita. In this verse, Lord Krishna says, a person who knows Atma, he rejoices in Atma. He doesn't need the world at all. Normally, as ajnanis or who are ignorant, we need a house to become happy. We need a wife to become happy. We need children to become happy. We need grandchildren to become happy. We need $1 million in the bank to become happy. So many things we want. But a jnani is one who is Atma Ramaha. He is happy within himself. Because he is happy within himself, you can say he is ever free from the world. We are all bound to the world. We are bound to all the relationships. I cannot live without my wife. I cannot live without my husband. I cannot live without my children. I cannot live without my guru. I can't live without my boss. I can't live without my business. All these are all bandha. But a jnani is like rock of Gibraltar, always steady, equanimous. Next verse.
बाह्यानित्यसुखासक्तिम् बाह्यानित्यसुखासक्तिम् हित्वात्मसुखनिर्वृतः हित्वात्मसुखनिर्वृतः घटस्थदीपवत् स्वस्थः घटस्थदीपवत् स्वस्थः स्वान्तरेव प्रकाशते स्वान्तरेव प्रकाशते.
The example given by Shankaracharya in this verse is a lamp which is kept outside will keep flickering. The flame will not be steady because of the wind which blows. Suppose you keep the same lamp inside a jar, covered jar, it will be steady. Now compare a jnani. Suppose a jnani is always looking outside into the world of attachments and fleeting joys, his mind will be fickle, fleeting, jumping from one joy to another joy, another joy, another joy. That is the nature of the world. But suppose the same mind is exposed to Atma Jnanam, like the jar. So a mind inside the Atma is like the flame kept covered in a jar. Very beautiful, simple example, but how Shankaracharya can convey this deep meaning of Atma Jnanam with such simple examples. There are two types of happiness. One is called as Vishaya Sukham, happiness born out of the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects. This is called as Vishaya Sukham. Happiness born from the products in the world. Vishaya. It depends on many factors. So many factors are required. Your karma indriyam should work, your jnana indriyam should work, your antakarnam should be steady, there should be sense objects outside available. But the problem is the external conditions and my internal conditions are totally uncontrollable, unsustainable, and unpredictable. Tomorrow, what I will think in the morning or what I will think after 2 hours, I don't know. So when my thought itself is uncontrollable, where is the question of peace? So Shankara Acharya says, as long as you are externally extroverted, you can never expect peace in your mind. The second Sukham is called as Atma Sukham. First, you come to Bhagavad Gita and study what is Atma. What is the nature of Atma? Is it born or is it dying? Or is it always there? Is it like the mind which is always flickering, or is it like a light of sun which is always there? So all these qualities, features of Atma, I learn, and then I can connect. My mind gets exposed to Atma Jnanam, and it gets exposed to how to get rid of attachments to the external objects. Bahya Sukham, external happiness. Vishaya Sukham is Anitya Sukham. And Asaktin Hatva, it is not controlled. I cannot control my happiness born out of sense objects. Sometimes the same sense objects can be an object for pleasure, object of pain. For example, money. Initially, when I don't have money, I get a little bit of money, I feel very happy. After some time, I have so much money, money becomes a problem in the family. It causes a lot of issues. Same object. Similarly, family members. Initially, they are objects of pleasure. After some time, they become objects of dissatisfaction. So, attachment to pleasures outside will not give me peace. Atma Sukham alone gives me peace of mind. Swastaha means I abide in my natural self. What is my natural self? It is Atma. I don't have to do anything to remain in my Swarupa. Jnani abides always in his Atma. Therefore, he is psychologically healthy. He is always aware. I am the awareness. I am the awareness. I am the consciousness. I am the Satchidananda Swarupa Atma. Because he has repeated it many times in his own mind, that has become reality. And the problems have not, which were originally thought to be so real and which were overpowering him, the jiva in the body, those obstacles have been removed. Hence, a jnani feels like the lamp kept within the pot. Very simple example, but very deep in its meaning. Next verse.
उपाधिस्तोऽपि तद्धर्मैः उपाधिस्तोऽपि तद्धर्मैः अलिप्तो व्योमवन्मुनिः अलिप्तो व्योमवन्मुनिः सर्वविन्मूढवत्तिष्ठेत् सर्वविन्मूढवत्तिष्ठेत् असक्तो वायुवच्चरेत् असक्तो वायुवच्चरेत्.
Again, another example is given about the wind which is moving in space. The wind keeps on moving in space. Is the space affected by the wind? No. Similarly, a jnani moves in the world outside, but he is not affected by his movement. He is not affected by the events in the world because he is attached to the Asanga Atma. In this verse, Shankaracharya brings out the nature of Atma as Asangatvam. Very important feature which every seeker should absorb. See, when we study Atma Bodha, either we just study academically or we study to transform my nature. Initially, we can study for academic interest. What does Atma Bodha text say? Okay, let me go through it. First time when you study, it is academic. But second time when you go through that, what happens is your mind starts dwelling on Atma Swarup. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Suppose you study Atma Bodha. Again and again you repeat the study. Atma Bodha study is very important for people who are beginners. Make your own notes. Contemplate on your notes. Take out of 68 verses, take out 5 or 10 top verses of Atma Bodha according to you. And study those 5, 10 verses 2, 3 times, 4 times. Then you will find there is a difference in understanding. See, Atma Bodha, the study of Atma is a very subtle topic. We have to do Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasana. As long as Prarabdha is there, my association with the body will continue both for Jnani and Ajnani. Very important fact. Many people come to me and say, I have studied Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha for last 10, 15 years with you. But nothing seems to be changing in me. See, you must understand that there is a life for the body. The body will undergo experiences. Nobody can change it. With the jnanam, you cannot change the experiences of your life. They will go through experiences, thought processes will happen in your mind. Both for jnani and ajnani. Because of what? Prarabdha karma. I said in the beginning, Karana Shariram creates Sukshma Shariram. Sukshma Shariram is the mind. Mind creates body, Sthula Shariram. So there is a connection in Vyavahara between Karana, Sukshmam and Sthulam. Beyond the Karana Shariram is Atma. You transcend Karana Shariram. You transcend means what? You come to realize that all the three sharirams are mithya. Going beyond the three sharirams means mithyatva nishchayaha. So in Vedanta, peace, security, happiness will be there as Atma Ananda. Not as per the Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha means what? Fleeting happiness and joy. which becomes a kosha only for a jnani. For all of us, for other people, ajnanis, for ignorant people, they think that Anandamaya itself is bliss. And it is, what they realize that this Ananda is only fleeting. It is not there permanently. So Vidya Ananda and Vishaya Ananda. What is Vidya Ananda? What is the Vidya? What is the knowledge? I am Chidananda Swarupa Atma. It is an ever experienced fact. What about Vishaya Ananda? It is coming and going. 5 years ago, I got my degree. I was very happy. After that, I was very sad. I didn't get a job. So I was very sad. At the time of getting a degree, I was very happy. But when I didn't get a job, I was sad. When I got a job, I was happy. But when I didn't get married, I was very sad. When I got married, I was very happy. Then I didn't have children, so I became sad. When children were born, I didn't have a house. Again, I became sad. But I got a house. But after the house, then I didn't have, so many other things. So what is life then? Acquiring and having happiness, and again losing something, again having new desires. This is our, our happiness, which is dependent on external objects. What Shankaracharya says is, drop this body, mind, and try to note that you are Atma Ananda by nature. Surely by dropping intellectually. You can keep your wealth and you can keep your bank account, money and property and all that. But intellectually, tell yourself all this is mithya. Mithya means it's available for experience for the body mind complex to go through its prarabdha. That's all. Vyomavatu munihi. Munihi is a wise person. Vyomavat. He is like the space. He accommodates all the events, he accommodates all the joys and sorrows in life. Even when he's suffering, he says, I am free. How does he say, with what knowledge does he say he's ever free from this pain of the body? I am Vyomavat Atma. I am space like Atma, unconnected. I can accommodate everything. Does the space get contaminated with anything in the world? Suppose there's dirt, smoke, fire. Fire throws smoke into the space. Does the space become dirty, sullied? No. Space is always unconnected. Similarly, a jnani who is connected with his Atma, he is ready to face anything in life because he knows Atma is asangaha. Again and again repeat this sentence. I am asanga swarupaha. In my meditation sessions on Sundays, at the end of the class, I take a meditation on Sundays. These are the topics which I cover. Asangaha, nirvikaraha, nityaha, shuddhaha. All these are features of Atma. And what do I do in meditation? I bring those thoughts in my mind. I dwell on Atma for 5 to 10 minutes. That's all. The mind gets used to thinking about Atma because of Vedantic meditation. And I can control, I can lead the world, I can live in the world, like you say, roam like a roam. So this is how a jnani lives in the world. And Arjuna asked this question to Lord Krishna. Sthita prajnascha ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sithadi kim prabhasheta himasita vrajeta kim. How does a wise man live in this world? How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk? Arjuna wanted to have this answer from Lord Krishna. And then Lord Krishna gives from 54th verse to 55th verse to 72nd verse in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Then in the 12th verse, Lord Krishna describes the nature of Atma. Nattvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. I as Atma am Nityaha. I am eternal. Consciousness, awareness principle never dies. It is always there. It is in this consciousness, which is always there, unchanging consciousness, the world manifests and the world goes to unmanifestation. World is material in nature, Panchabhutas. Panchabhutas have got two conditions. One is manifest condition, another is unmanifest condition. Manifest condition has got two versions, waking state and dream state. With the sense organs and without the sense organs. Mind with sense organs is the waking state. Mind without sense organs is the dream state. This is manifest. What about the unmanifest condition? That is sleep state. Unmanifest condition is also called as avyaktam. It is also called as avidya, ignorance, state of ignorance. So mind has got these two conditions, waking, dream, sleep, three conditions. I am the Atma Nirgunaha. I am not with gunas. Material matter is with three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. I am not affected by the material world. That is the knowledge I get from Atma Bodha. Isn't it so interesting? If I can know that I have something else as my real nature, which is eternal. See, all of us are afraid to die. A guru comes and says, you never die because you are eternal Atma. As Atma, you are changeless. Changeless means nirvikaraha. There is no modification for you. Mind modifies. Yesterday it went into tantrums. It went into anger, jealousy, delusion, all that happened. But nothing happens to me, the Atma. I am ever free. So Jnani moves about in the world as Atma. That is the beauty of getting this knowledge. Your mind gets a shine when you have Atma Jnana. Next verse.
उपाधि विलयाद्विष्णो उपाधि विलयाद्विष्णो निर्विशेषं विषेन्मुनिः निर्विशेषं विशेन्मुनिः जले जलं वियद्व्योम्नि जले जलं वियद्व्योम्नि तेजस्तेजसि वा यथा तेजस्तेजसि वा यथा.
This verse explains what happens to a jnani when he gets jnanam. What happens when rivers they merge with ocean? The rivers realize they were water all the time. Water merges with water. Suppose a pot space comes to know I am not pot space, I am a part of total space. Pot is only an upadhi. It is only a medium for transaction purposes. But space in the pot is the same as space outside. So, how will the space merge with space? Similarly, Atma, when a jnani realizes his Atma as Paramatma, in Chaitanyam, in consciousness, in awareness, there is no division. Like in space, there is no division. A jnani realizes, I am that Paramatma, that pure Atma, in which the world is coming and going. You see, Paramatma's definition is, he is Jagat Karanam. If I say my awareness and the Paramatma's awareness and consciousness is the same, then what happens? I get total absorption into Vishnu. Vishnu here stands for Nirguna Atma. Very beautiful. All these examples, all these verses are so good for contemplation. A Jivan Mukta is not affected by any prarabdha karma which comes to the body. That is why it is called as Jivan Mukta. I am free from the slavery of prarabdha karma, afflictions which come to the body and mind. Body is compared to a flame. Prarabdha is compared to the oil. So every moment, body uses the oil of prarabdha. Events will come. Your prarabdha karma is only a fixed amount. Like the oil is fixed in the lamp. As soon as the oil is gone, as oil gets exhausted, the lamp will go away. So my prarabdha karma, as long as the prarabdha karma oil is there in this body, the body will glow. At the exhaustion, at the end of prarabdha karma, body will go away. Ajnani will say, I will also go away when the prarabdha karma goes. A jnani will say, I don't get destroyed. I am always the same. With the body or without the body. With the universe or without the universe. For me, there is no karma left. I don't have to do any karma in the world. Body does karma only for loka sangraha. For a jnani. Muni is a wise person. The definition of Muni is, sometimes we say Muni is somebody who's silent, never talks. Another definition is Muni is Mananat Munihi. He always abides in his Atma Swarupam. He keeps the Shastra as the Kavacham. Kavacham means armor. He keeps it like something which will protect him. Any time in his life, Atma has got predominance than events in life, other events. So, for a jnani, the upadhis will merge with the totality. His shariram, stula shariram, dissolves into stula prapancha. Sukshma shariram dissolves into sukshma prapancha, which is called as hiranya garbha, total mind, total sukshma sharira, total pranas, total jnanendriyas, total karmendriyas, total antakaranam. There's a totality. That totality we call it as with a name, hiranya garbha, devata. And his karana shariram merges with antaryami. All of us have got not only this gross body, we also have got a mind, and we also have joy and sorrow in life. Joy and sorrow is called as punya papam, which is an expression of karana shariram. So when this body merges with the totality, Shankaracharya gives three examples. River merging with the ocean water. What is river finally? It is only water. What is ocean? Again water. So water merging with water. Mundak Upanishad gives this example. Also another Upanishad, I'll tell you the example, the quotation in the next slide. Mundak Upanishad says, like the flowing rivers, they disappear when they join the ocean. Ganga, Jamuna, Yamuna, Godavari, all these are names of rivers. But when they all join the Indian Ocean, they don't have individual names. All of them become one Indian Ocean. Similarly, one Atma, your Atma, my son's Atma, daughter's Atma, all these Atmas, when they merge with Paramatma, they become one. Eka Atma. That is the knowledge of Atma, called Atma Bodha. Prashna Upanishad also talks about Vyoma, like the same reverse example comes in Prashna Upanishad also. Then in other Upanishads, like Taittiriya Upanishad, pot space merges with total space. I've given you this more. Micro merges with macro. But as space, you have no difference at all. There is no pot. There is no total space. As space, you are only space. Ekam. Light merging with another light. Suppose you have a light, one candle light, another candle light. The light will merge. Like how a light merges without any activity, without any disturbance. Similarly, Atma, the light of Atma, consciousness. Every time, whenever we say Atma, you should remember Chaitanya. Entire Atma Bodha, we should never forget the Atma means Chaitanyam, light of consciousness, in which the body becomes awake, body goes to sleep, body goes to dream. The three conditions of the mind are not affecting Atma. See, the study of Atma Bodha, even for people who have studied Upanishads, this becomes a very good revision. Again, they are able to dwell on the nature of Atma. And when you do this after the study of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, you will find the impact of Atma Bodha is very strong. Okay? I will try to finish one more verse and then we will stop.
यल्लाभान्नापरो लाभाः यल्लाभान्नापरो लाभाः यत्सुखान्नापरं सुखम् यत्सुखान्नापरं सुखम् यज्ञानान्नापरं ज्ञानम् यज्ञानान्नापरं ज्ञानम् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्.
Here Shankaracharya explains again the state of a jnani. All these verses are all assimilation of a jnani with Atma Bodha. When a jnani understands he is Atma Swarupam, the desires which he had before as Ajnani, they all leave him. Or they become non-binding. If it gets fulfilled, okay. If it doesn't get fulfilled, also is okay. This should be our attitude in life also. By the study of Atma Bodha, I should be in a position to accept life as it comes, and if it gives me pleasure, it's okay. If it gives me pain or sorrow, it is a part and parcel of life. Life is sukham and dukkham coming alternatively. One day sukham, another day dukkham. 2 days sukham, 1 month sukham, another month dukkham. A jnani never gets overwhelmed by sukham or over disappointed with dukkham. That state is called as moksha. When nadveshti na kankshati, 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita gives all the features of a jnani's mind. He is not affected by sukham or dukkham. Dharma, artha, kama, they arrive and depart. They do not give me permanent happiness or permanent peace of mind. Moksha gives me permanent happiness and permanent peace of mind. Because that is its nature. Ya, yallabhan na aparo labha. Any accomplishment in the world, we generally ask, what's the next? After my degree, what's next? Master's degree. After master's degree, what next? PhD. After one PhD, what next? Another PhD. So Purnatvam is never there for a Ajnani. This is one of the biggest advantages when you study Atma Bodha Bhagavad Gita. Fulfillment in life is called as triptihi. Happiness of Atma is gives me the greatest fulfillment. Yajnatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshasyatman yatho mai. Don't get deluded by feeling joys and sorrows. Get firmly fixed on the self. That self which is Atma is the Adhishtanam. Suppose a person doesn't get this knowledge in life. In ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam shine punye martalokam vishanti. What happens after death is the topic, subject matter of the Veda alone. Birth and death, no human being can understand. You have to go through Bhagavad Gita, what happens when one dies. In this verse on the ninth chapter, it says, suppose you don't know Atma as the Adhishtanam, after several births also, you'll just keep on having rebirth. And Ajnani will always have bhayam. Taittiriya Upanishad says this in the 8th section of the 10th chapter. So, fulfillment is possible only with Atma Jnanam, is the message in this mantra. Brahma Jnanam is Satya Jnanam. All other Jnanam, PhD in material science, PhD in computer science, PhD in philosophy, PhD in so many things, rock science. All Vishayas, Vishaya Jnanam, anything which you study in the world, cosmology, anything to do with the external world is not going to give you fulfillment. It is only going to tell you, put you into more ignorance. You ask any PhD holder, does he feel fulfilled, or what does he say after getting his PhD? Many times a PhD holder will say, I have come to know that I don't know so many other things in this world. But what happens to a jnani when he comes to know Brahman or Atma? He says, I know everything in this world. Because Brahman or Atma is the Adhishtanam. It is a substratum. The waker can say, I know everything of the dream world. Dreamer will say, I don't know anything of the, I don't know anything of the dream world itself. Similarly, waker will say, I don't know anything of the waker world. A jnani who knows Atma, who has risen to that higher level, he will say, I am triptaha, I am fulfilled in life. So if you want fulfillment in life, come to study Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutra, which is called as Prasthana Traya. Next week, we will start from the 55th verse, and there are about 13 more verses, 14 verses left, and I will take 2 more weeks for the conclusion of Atma Bodha. And then I will let you know what we'll be doing after that. With this, we'll stop here for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There are no questions on the chat box. So if you have any questions, you are free to ask. So in 2 weeks, we will finish. I think in about 2 weeks, we should be able to complete it. Any questions? Any thoughts on this session?
Sekarji, this is Manikandan.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Manikandan.
Thank you, Sekarji. It's a very excellent session. I have one query about the Vishayananda and Atmananda. So when
Yes.
this Atmananda, okay, when we are doing the meditation, Nididhyasanam, we are able to focus our mind and detach ourselves from the mind and able to claim that I am Asangaha and no, I'm not attached. But the moment when we stop this Nididhyasanam, again this mind is coming and we are getting disturbed and we are getting attracted to the external world and mind is always going out. So we need to continuously increase our Nididhyasanam frequency, or how we can
Yeah,
manage
good
this
question. Yeah,
difficulty.
Manikandan, very good question. I mean, I can see you're a very, very sincere seeker and you're walking this path of uh, seekerhood or understanding. Very, very sincere seeker. I can see that. See, what the Bhagavad Gita teaches and Upanishads they teach, initially, you need meditation. You need meditation to sit for 5-10 minutes to expose your mind to Atma. You are not aware of Atma. Generally, whenever you are in the in the waking state, when you are involved in office work, in housework, in college work, school work, hospital work, any time you're working, your mind, the sense organs, and the mind together are involved in the work. Now, generally speaking, for all junior seekers, it is extremely difficult to have that backdrop of Atma Jnanam while we are working for a junior seeker. Therefore, what do we say? Sit deliberately for 10 minutes every day, 5 to 10 minutes, and expose your mind. I am Atma, I am Asangaha, I am Nirvikaraha, I am Shuddha. Keep telling this for 5 to 10 minutes. By doing this type of meditation or nididhyasanam, you change your habits of the mind. What is your habit of the mind? I am a samsari. I am suffering. I have got a family. I have got children who I have to take care. You see, Veda says you take care of your family. Veda says you do duty. But don't allow the duty to overwhelm you from Atma Jnana. So initially, for a junior seeker, it is good if you can meditate till your mind becomes focused, till your mind becomes concentrated and your mind is able to fly into the area of Atma Jnana. Go beyond the mind to that something which is there, which is eternally there. So initially, what we say is let your mind do the meditation. This quietening of the mind can happen by japa. It can happen by Lalita Sahasranama. It can happen by Vishnu Sahasranama. It can happen by chantings. All these are all exercises to bring your agitated mind to a focused mind. And in a focused mind, you bring in this thought, I am Atma, ever. It must be brought. This thought must be there. You get rid of all worldly thoughts for 10 minutes. Shankaracharya gives how you can get rid of the thoughts? There are two ways, he says. This is what he has said in Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. He says, either you can say world is mithya, it is only an appearance, and then you just focus on Atma. Or second is you say, I am going to hand over this world Anatma to Ishvara, who is the real owner of this Anatma. My body is not my body. It is Ishvara who is in control of this body. So in meditation, you just say, okay, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I will hand over all my problems to Ishvara. All Anatma, I hand it over to Ishvara. Let me just focus for 5 to 10 minutes on whatever I have studied in Atma Bodha. Simple. 2, 3 things. Asangaha, Nityaha, Nirvikaraha. 2, 3 things you just focus. Mind requires a very, very small attention span to discover Atma. Very small span it requires. The moment your mind, intellect, equipment grasps this Atma Tattvam, you will never forget it. Never. You will never say that I am the body, mind after that. You will say, I am Atma. It is there. See, till your mind says, yes, yes, this awareness, consciousness is eternal. It is changeless. This important factor, very, very important factor is your mind should say, and it should believe that there is something which is nirgunaha. Body, mind, and world is saguna, with gunas. With gunas means what? With sattva, rajas, tamas. What about Atma? Nirgunaha. I am nirguna Atma. And this nirguna Atma, it is not changing. It is not born. It is not gone. It is always there. So to answer your question, yes, initially the deliberation on Atma is required. And when your awareness of awareness becomes strong, then you can remain in the world with all the activities going on. Pashyan, Shrinvan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, chapter 5, Bhagavad Gita. So remember that all of us, initially when we start, we require deliberate meditation. After some time, it becomes Sahaja Samadhi. Sahaja Samadhi means what? My intellect becomes one with that awareness. It does not flicker anymore when I want to remain as a. Each time, Manikandan, it is a constant practice. Till this happens, keep continuing. See, more and more you do the listening, the more and more your mind will calm. The more mind calms down, your understanding of Atma will become more and more clear. Am I clear, Manikandan?
Thank you, Sakhi. It's very, very clear.
Good.
What I understand is that, even though the word is Tatvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi is mentioned, you mentioned that the mind requires a very, very minute space to understand it very clearly. So what we are struggling is, even though we are saying Aham Brahmasmi, but the real meaning is not absorbed fully
Yes, it
100%.
is still not
Still,
absorbed. Mind is still not
impurities.
absorbed with the knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi. It is only a lip service. It is only that, okay, just mechanically you're just saying, Aham Brahmasmi, uh, understand the meaning of Brahma, you're not understanding the meaning of Atma. The meaning of Atma, the impact comes when you have done optimum Shravanam, optimum Manan. How do I know whether I've done enough Shravanam and enough Mananam? Only your mind will know. The day your mind says, I am Atma, without any apprehension, without any obstacle, without any fear, and it is able to say, I am the timeless Atma. Again, I'll tell you how to recognize this Atma. See, Shankaracharya is so brilliant in his Bhashyam of Gita, Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam. He takes one verse as the benediction verse right in the beginning of Bhashyam. He takes one verse from Brahma Purana. And then he gives the whole of Vedanta in one small verse itself. The whole study, he says, the entire Bhagavad Gita study is nothing but Brahma Vidya. And Brahma Vidya is nothing but Vidya about your own nature. And then he quotes 3 verses of Bhagavad Gita, and he says these are the central verses which, if you understand, then you know your Swarup. What are the 3 verses he quotes? He quotes 15th chapter, I think it is 15, 16, 17. These 3 verses he quotes from the 15th chapter. Shara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Uttama Purusha. He says Uttama Purusha is Purushottama. Uttama Purusha means Nirguna Brahman. And that he says is Narayana. He says that is Vishnu. So that Vishnu or Narayana is there in your own heart. He is there because it is always there. Whenever you see your body, mind, world, that means Vishnu is there. Vishnu means Nirguna Tattva Atma is there. And that Nirguna Atma is Purushottama. Uttama Purusha is Purusha Uttama. Anyway, we'll study that later on, but I hope I'm clear. Thank you, Manigandan. Thank you. Yeah, there's another remark by Suganti. Moksha or enlightenment, all these have the same meaning. Yes, it means no thoughts and we are in the presence, no sense of I, then we will know our true nature, self. Okay. See, for a person who is entering, whatever you are saying is correct. Moksha means enlightenment. Moksha means liberation from body and mind as I. Today we think that body is me, mind is me. Moksha means I am Atma, I am not the body or mind. That is moksha. Body mind will come and go. Body mind will have its experiences as per the prarabdha karma. But I am not attached to the body and mind as I anymore. I say I, but then I refer to that I as Atma, the light in which this body is seen. Okay. Thoughts. See, initially we say that you make your mind without thoughts to realize. When there are no thoughts, the sense of I is not there. Correct. Whatever you're saying is right. But do you need to make this to realize that Atma? Do you need to sit in samadhi and get rid of thought by thought by thought and thought? Do you really need to do this? or by Atma Jnanam, you can arrive at the same thing. Shankaracharya says that in sleep, are you with the I thought or not? No, I don't have this I thought. That I thought also gets absorbed. But where does this I thought gets absorbed in the sleep state? It gets absorbed in the Atma. So what he says is get this knowledge from Mandukya Upanishad that the waker, dreamer, sleeper I gets merged or gets absorbed in Turiya Atma. For both Ajnani and Ajnani. But Ajnani, if he knows this truth, he will say, I am Turiya Atma. I am no longer identified as a waker, dreamer, sleeper. I am now identified with my Swarupam, which is Jnana Swarupam, Chaitanya Swarupam. Now, the last portion of your chat here, it says, then we will know our true nature. This statement, initially, I will say, yes, you're right. You're just coming into the study, correct. Once you do that, once your mind becomes thoughtless, once you get rid of your thoughts, you have liberation, you have moksha, it's all fine. But this is only at the beginning stage. As you learn more and more, I will give you the ultimate answer. The ultimate answer is there is no knower at the time of realization. Knower is born only when there is a mind. In time, there is a knower. In timelessness, as in sleep, there is no knower. Atma is beyond time and timelessness. I'm going a little bit deeper, but I want to give you this answer so that you know that you have to go 2 steps ahead. At the Atma level, there is no knower. Knower is born either in waking state, dream state, or sleep state. Knower. I was a knower that there was nothing in the world in sleep state. I was a dreamer. I knew there was something in the dream world. In the waking world, yes, I know some things. Vishaya. But Swarupam means it is not a knower. It is pure knowledge. And that is why we call it as Chaitanya. Pure consciousness is my ultimate state, which never dies, which never is born, which is always there. Because of that only there is entire waker, dreamer, sleeper. So Sugandhi, have you understood?
Can, sir? Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like example, I follow your meditation method in YouTube. I think
Good.
Kato Upanishad.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. After that meditation, I felt like okay, no thought. I can be like thoughtless,
Yes.
but the sense of me, like how to say, the sense of me is there. So that's only remains there. So am I have to, what I should do after that?
Nothing.
You
You
say
don't
that
do
is knower,
anything.
is it?
Yeah, that is what is called as Atma.
Again?
It is called as Atma. It is called as Chaitanyam. You don't have to do anything after getting into that state of your mind. Don't allow any other thought to come.
The thoughts won't come, but the knower, the like example, like I know things when I'm watching your YouTube. Of course, I with my eye open, right? So I can see you, I can see everything. Like I'm a knower. Just now you said the won't be a knower, right?
Okay. Okay, let me explain to you in another way. See, when you want to know something in the world, you need instrument for that, which is either your sense organs and or your mind. So with the sense organs, you can see the external world. With your mind, you can see the internal world of thoughts. But who is seeing the mind? It is Sakshi Chaitanya. So Sakshi Chaitanyam knows your mind. That the mind is without thoughts, knows the mind is with thoughts. So there is a Sakshi Chaitanyam. Sakshi means what? Pure consciousness, something which is seeing. For example, okay, you've gone up to a fairly higher level of awareness. Now you have been able to come to a level of mind without thoughts. Good. That is a very good thing to reach. How do I now cross over this mind and then go to the Sakshi level? Only by saying, Aham Atma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Sakshi Asmi. I am the witness of the mind without thoughts. Let that thought come. That thought is called as Brahmakara Vritti. That Brahmakara Vritti will give you the ultimate knowledge about Atma. You must bring a thought at the time and just say, I am the Sakshi of the mind. I am the witness of the mind without thoughts. Same thing happens. See, what Upanishad tells us is, in the sleep state, there are no thoughts. But you are there as a witness to say that there are no thoughts. You means what? You, the consciousness is there. This consciousness does not go out of existence at any time. That is why it is called as eternal. The awareness principle of consciousness never loses its nature of awareness. So you have to transcend your mind and go one step forward. Listen to this, whatever I've explained to you, meditate, contemplate, then you will be able to go a little bit deeper into your self. Am I clear, Sugandhi? I may have explained to you, but you need to think about it a little bit more. I'm sure you are again, a deep seeker. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done this meditation on Kathopanishad. Neha nana asti kinchana. There is no world at all. World is mithya. Aham satyam. I am satyam. I am always there. It is a fact. You cannot change the fact. It exists. That's all. And I am that existence. With this knowledge, I can claim I am eternal. Who gives you this courage? It is Kathopanishad, which says that is what is your real nature. And that nature is eternal. It means it is beyond time. You transcend time. See, Atma is there in time, Atma is there in timelessness. Both Atma is there. Timelessness also is known by Atma. Time is also known by Atma. I am that Atma. If you are able to get into this line of meditation, you will reach another level. Good. Thank you, Sugandhi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else? Very deep questions today, both by Manikandan and Sugandhi. Thank you. Yeah, anybody else has any other remark, or did you find anything interesting in today's examples of space, about light, water merging with water? See, all these examples are very simple examples, but for those people who are seekers and who meditate, these examples, they have a lot of impact. Okay, so I will stop here, and we'll continue next week and continue the study of Atma Bodha. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Shikhaji. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.